Hola y bienvenidos y bienvenidas a un nuevo vídeo del canal. Ha llegado el momento de continuar nuestra aventura por Genshin Impact. Lo que digo, tendré en breves un vídeo bastante especial en el cual, como podréis ver, continuaremos un poquito con la nueva versión. Pero esto lo estoy grabando literalmente la noche antes de que chapen los servers, porque aún me faltaba una cosa de las que os había prometido, que era la misión legendaria de Tignari. Así que vamos a venir aquí, vamos a desbloquearla y a ver un poquito qué pasa, porque ya de paso recogemos llave. Aquí está, los orígenes de la contaminación. Estamos, como podéis ver, más o menos cerca. Y parece que en este caso hay que hablar con Katheryne en Sumeru. Esto, como podéis entender, es la primera misión legendaria de este personaje dentro de Tignari, Vulpes Cerda, acto 1. Y la verdad que empieza bastante guay por el tema de que vamos a ver cosas que tienen que ver con la contaminación. Eso me parece muy interesante que tratemos este tema, pero lo que digo, ya hemos hecho un montón de cosas por Sumeru. Hemos rescatado Sumeru de los planes de los malotes y los fatui, aunque aún quedan aventuras por vivir. Vamos a ver ahora cómo avanza la historia de Tignari.
Traveler, you've come at a good time.
¡Oh!
Wait, this sounds like another commission.
It is as you say. The commission this time around is of high importance. It pertains to the safety of the Avidia Forest's inhabitants.
Huh? What happened?
Not long ago, we received word that a section of the Avidia Forest seems to have become contaminated.
Contaminated? You mean a new withering zone?
I don't know about the specifics, but I hear that strange things are happening to people who cross through that region. The Avidia Forest inhabitants won't leave their homes so easily. If we allow this contaminated region to expand, the consequences could be unimaginable.
Pues vamos a ayudar.
That's why I want to ask you
Vale,
to
quiere que investiguemos la
investigate the
situación
situation.
y a ver si
Even
podemos
if all
detener
you
la
can do is
contaminación.
stop-
This
¿Parece
is
fácil?
forest business. Maybe Tignari will know something. Let's go find him.
Vale, pues ahí Paimon ha estado ágil, así que ¿quién mejor que nuestro guardabosques favorito para ver qué puede estar pasando aquí en esta zona? Así que ahora sí que sí, vamos a buscar a nuestro querido Tignari y a ver un poquito qué pasa y qué averiguamos cuando, lo que digo, a pesar de que Sumeru ya esté en buenas manos, aún quedan obviamente cositas por vivir y aventuras por hacer aquí en este juegazo, y qué mejor manera, ¿no?, que disfrutando un poquito de Genshin Impact con todos vosotros y vosotras. Me quedan muchas misiones secundarias, me quedan todavía cosas de los seres del bosque, así que esta versión que viene ahora voy a aprovechar un Fire para viciarme, para engancharme aquí a cosillas buenas. Porque una de las cosas que más ganas tengo, aparte de todo esto, es lo que se viene, ¿no? Escaramucha, un personaje que muchos le tenemos un cariño enorme desde que apareció por primera vez. Básicamente en los primeros compases de la aventura del viajero por Mondstadt. Finalmente, gracias a Naida, lo hemos derrotado a este Fatui, pero yo creo que su historia, en el próximo tenemos un encuentro con él. Y yo creo que va a ser algo muy top, pero sobre todo lo que digo, intentar sacarnos el personaje, a ver si hay suerte. Y conseguimos, ¿no?, que el Trotamundos, que Wanderer, se una a nosotros. Creo que puede ser realmente un aliado bastante completo para todo lo que ofrece. Y ojo, su arma probablemente sea una de las más bestias que hemos visto en mucho tiempo. Así que visto y poniendo el rumbo, lo que digo, hay que rascar todas las protogemas que podamos. Así que nosotros vamos a por todo. Ahí está. Estaría guay sacarme ahí a Tito Wanderer, ¿eh? Molaría bastante. La verdad que es que aparte es un personaje que me hace mucha ilusión y si ya me saco el personaje y el arma, sería muy feliz, por lo que digo. No tengo muchos deseos. Ya sabéis que he estado tirando literalmente a todos los personajes que han salido de Sumeru y estoy teniendo una suerte de momento bestia. Pero en este caso este sí que me interesa mucho y si no, pues voy a intentar, con lo que queda de versión, conseguirlo, porque realmente está muy bien. Aparte, lo bueno es que nos viene con un personaje también de 4 estrellas nuevo, que será Faruzan, y ya os hablaré un poquito de los dos, porque realmente forman un equipo bastante interesante. Es decir, si vais a haceros a Wanderer, o a Escaramucha, como queráis llamarle, Faruzan va a ser clave para vuestro desempeño. Así que, teniendo eso en cuenta, nosotros lo que digo, vamos a buscar al Tito Tignari, que a saber dónde está. Está ahí. ¡Hey, Tignari! ¿Cómo va? Ahí en su casita, ahí está dentro, ¿lo veis? ¡Hola! ¿Qué está pasando con la corrupción, Tignari? Cuéntanos.
This is where you've been, Tignari? That's...
Shh. Keep your voice down.
¿Vale? Es uno de los niños, ¿no?
Tignari.
Yara.
Everything's spinning. Am I going to die? Tell Mom that I should have listened to her. And tell Suna that I'm sorry for breaking her toy. I didn't tell her because I was scared that she wouldn't play with me anymore. Tignari, I heard that people turn into birds after they die. Is that true? I feel like I'm getting lighter.
What happened? Tignari, is he?
Okay, enough nonsense. You just have a small fever. Take your medication and rest.
Really? Then, can you keep the thing about the toy a secret for now?
No can do. You're a big kid now. Once you've recovered, go and apologize. Keeping secrets to yourself won't solve anything.
Oh.
Vaya.
Hey, let me ask you something. I recall that you're usually pretty healthy.
I don't know either. Mom's been telling me not to play in the forest. I just wanted to look inside. It's different from before. I got lost and went around in a huge circle. After I got out, I started feeling dizzy.
Could it be?
Sea la zona contaminada.
So that's how this whole mess happened. Anyway, go rest. No running around until I say so, got it? Traveler, Paimon, let's step out for now.
Vale, parece que nos va a contar Oko. Aquí sabemos algo de las zonas contaminadas. Sabemos que es un problema desde que hemos venido, así que vamos a ver. Aquí está Asha, la madre del chaval.
I gave him some antipyretics. Let him rest here for... I told him that he would feel better after some medicine and rest, but I only said that to comfort him. His symptoms resemble a fever, but something else is causing them. They seem more akin to a disruption in his psyche. Antipyretics won't be of much use.
What do we do? Mr. Forest Watcher, you have to help him.
If memory serves, a plant called Vasanti grass can help soothe the mind. A small number grow in arid deserts. They usually look like shriveled weeds, but can be revitalized with a splash of water. They're expensive and unable to grow in the Avidya forest's climate, so I don't have any on hand. I'll ask the caravans. Go find Kale, have her prepare medicinal tools and a set of traveling gear for me.
All right. Thank you.
Como siempre, aquí todo el mundo le tiene un cariño a Tignari increíble.
Contaminated region, huh? Is that why you two are also here?
Yep. Is it a new withering zone?
Doesn't seem like one. Whether you look at scale, internal conditions, or resultant effects,
O sea, no es
completely
una zona
different.
marchita común.
The only thing they have in common is that they aren't welcome. This nuisance made itself home in the Avidya forest, so I can't turn a blind eye.
¿Mm?
We feel the same way.
All right. Let's contact the caravans first and purchase some Vasanti grass. We can also ask about the contaminated region. There's no time to waste. We have to move quickly.
Pues nada, vamos de inmediato a ver un poquito qué pasa por aquí. En este caso lo que digo, hay que ir bastante lejos, entiendo, ¿no? Bueno, no es muy lejos. Opa, me he enganchado aquí con la nada. A ver, por aquí lo bueno es que podemos venir simplemente a este rinconcito y adiós. Tengo que decir que todo esto me está ya pareciendo interesante porque lo que digo, el tema de la corrupción es algo que a Tignari realmente le pega mucho y entiendo que con esta misioncita vamos un poquito a poder conocer uno de los personajes que nos dieron la bienvenida, ¿no?, a esta increíble área de Sumeru y que hasta ahora, pues lo que digo, no me había animado a hacer la quest. Muchos me habéis dicho si le tengo manía a Tignari. ¿Qué va, tío? Si Tignari, la verdad que me parece un personaje chulo. Es más, el problema que tengo es que desde que ha salido Sumeru, lo que me ha faltado es tiempo. O sea, con Inazuma tuve mucho tiempo, pude llevarme personajes like a boss. Aquí me falta tiempo todos los días, lo que digo, apenas gasto la resina. Grabo y prácticamente lo que grabo es lo que estoy jugando, chicos. O sea, no tengo mucho tiempo ahora mismo para viciarme al Genshin. Y la verdad que me da rabia, quiero ponerme on fire. Ojo, aquí ya están avisando de lo del server, ¿no? Estimado viajero, los servidores, a ver, se detendrán en aproximadamente una hora. Vale, pues tenemos una hora para pasarnos la quest, gente. Vamos contra reloj para completar la misioncita. Me voy a caer. Espera. Yo creo que si subo así llego justo, ¿no? A ver. ¡Oh! Sí. El buen cálculo, chaval. Madre mía. ¿Podría haber venido aquí a la caravana? Pues sí, la verdad que podemos haber usado TP porque estoy aquí caminando la de cabos. No pasa nada, lo que digo, yo estoy grabando esto al filo del límite para que lo tengáis el día del actu a primera hora, pum, vídeo de Genshin, aquí like a vos. Yo os lo dejo de regalo porque como voy a estar currando hasta prácticamente la tarde-noche, no voy a poder subir las tiraditas.
I'd like to purchase some Vasanti grass. Do you have any?
I'm sorry, Mr. Forest Watcher, but we've been closed for the past few days.
Closed? Now that's odd. It's my first time hearing you say something like that.
It's a long story. Some of our goods were stolen recently. They were mechanical parts that we got from the academia. Although they're old models, they still fetch a good price on the market. Our caravans had to pull together Mora to afford those parts. Now that they've been lost, we'll likely come up short this trip. All the merchants talked it over and we decided to raise the prices of our remaining inventory. Until this plan takes effect, none of us can privately sell anything.
I don't get it. If these goods are so important, then why not think of a way to get them back? Raising prices won't solve anything. At best, you're shoving the consequences of the robbery onto your customers.
Mr. Forest Watcher, it's not that we don't want to. It's just the thief disappeared into the deepest parts of the forest. We asked around, and apparently the forest has been very unusual as of late.
Madre mía.
Anyone who goes in experiences mental anomalies. We can't keep waiting out here for the thief to come out. All we could do is come up with another solution.
So the bandit hid in the contaminated region after stealing those mechanical parts. How many people were there in total? Were they not affected by the contaminated region?
That crook came from the contaminated region. As for how many,
no eran personas.
No people?
Even if I tell you, you might not believe me.
¿Cangrejo mecánico gigante?
What the heck? The Avidia Forest has...
¿Estamos hablando del mismo tipo de cangrejos?
To be honest, I'd rather not think about it. It moved too skillfully to be new at this. It came out of nowhere. Before we could react, it swiped our goods and ran away. We were all shocked. By the time we came to our senses, the thief was already long gone.
I see. If we help you retrieve your stolen goods, then business will return to normal?
Oh, but of course! Not only that, but you'll become one of our caravan's VIPs!
Enough. Tell me something that's actually useful. Any leads on that mechanical crab?
Maybe one. After our goods were stolen, we specifically got someone to assess the situation. If you're interested, you can go and talk to them.
All right. We'll go and have a word.
Pues nada, parece que toca investigar un poquito a ver qué está pasando aquí, así que vamos a pedir información a los alrededores. Vale, vamos a intentar aquí continuar un poquito. Lo que digo, tenemos la información detrás nuestro, así que vamos a hablar aquí con Arkash. Después del robo interroga a varios comerciantes. Ha saltado a varias personas más.
The crab only seems to be interested in machinery. Doesn't even bat an eye at other valuables. A caravan carrying a large amount of Mora had an uneventful trip, but another caravan had a child whose metal toy.
O sea, va por las cosas mecánicas o metálicas, por decirlo.
That thing is a scourge. We'll eventually think of a way to get rid of it.
Vale. Me mola la idea. Me mola la idea, así que vamos a hablar con el resto, obviamente. Aquí está Radin. Había mucho asalto recientemente del bosque, pero a él no le pasó nunca nada, ¿no? Vale.
It only shows up when the caravans are here, and it runs back to the contaminated region after it's done making a mess.
Vale, o sea, sí que tiene que ver con la zona contaminada.
We have, but it's too agile and fast. However, we did unexpectedly learn something the last time we tried to capture it. It apparently lives in the deepest part of the forest. So instead of immediately moving its spoils, it first hides them nearby. Once its stash grows large enough, it moves everything in one go.
Ojo, esto es importante a la hora de entender qué está pasando. Así que tenemos una pista, yo creo que buena. Vale, por último aquí tenemos a el de las caravanas, a Abdo. A ver quién nos dice Abdo. Dice que es ágil, rápido y un verdadero dolor de cabeza. Ni una decena de hombres hubiera sido capaz de hacerle frente. Todo el mundo se pregunta dónde ha salido ese cacharro y bueno, dice que han reducido el salario incluso de ellos por su culpa. Madre mía. A ver, está la cosa aquí causando sensación. A ver, hay que analizar las estrategias de los comerciantes. Vamos a hablar de nuevo aquí con Mahir. Y entiendo que vamos a ver si hemos descubierto algo. Dice que hay muchas cosas que seguimos sin comprender. Es decir, que alguien lo está dirigiendo.
That would be, but it only goes after mechanical components. This
No
doesn't
tiene
make any
sentido, la verdad.
sense.
¿Qué os pensáis que puede ser esto,
It's
gente?
really weird.
So, you all found a way to retrieve our goods?
Do you have any more mechanical parts with you?
Yes, I still have a small bag of samples. They weren't taken since I keep them on me at all times. Oh, are you planning to...
Vamos a atender la
Under
emboscada.
constant external conditions, organisms rarely initiate changes in there. Here's what we know so far. It has a mechanical composition, it lives in the contaminated region, and it comes out to steal mechanical components. If we have said components, we can lure it out, capture it, and then make observations for further conclusions. Well, chatting like this won't get us anywhere. We're only wasting time.
You're right. We don't have any other options right now. This bag of samples is all yours, Mr. Forest Watcher. If you can get our goods back, the caravans will reward you generously.
We don't need anything in return, but I'll be keeping this bag. I may have other uses for it later. We'll also need to borrow a sumpter beast. Our act has to be convincing if we want the crab to fall for it.
Oh, yeah, no problem at all. If it means getting our things back, you can even borrow me to do whatever you
Pues
need.
nada, vente con nosotros.
I'll have to decline that offer. Anyway, we'll use the mechanical components and sumpter beast to pose as a transiting caravan and lure out the crab. Once it appears, capture it. I leave the timing to...
Don't worry, we're professionals.
Pues parece que vamos a capturar a ese cangrejo, amigos. ¿Qué queréis que os diga? Vamos a ver de qué va todo esto. Ahí va, me he metido un buen golpe, ¿eh? Aquí lo bueno es que hay lotos de estos. Hay que aprovecharlos, que son para evolucionar personajes, gente. Vale, vamos a ver qué pasa. Molaría un boss.
Looking at the trade routes and the contaminated region's current perimeter, the goods were likely stolen somewhere
Es un
around
sitio perfecto
here.
para un cangrejo. También te digo, ¿por qué la gente pasa por aquí? No lo
Definitely
entiendo.
capture that criminal crab.
Okay. We'll start from here and have the sumpter beast with the components on board lead the way. This sumpter beast isn't familiar with us yet, so be calm and take your time.
Vale, pues vamos allá.
The sumpter beast went ahead. Let's keep up with it. Why did it stop?
Looks like it's loafing around.
Vale, le damos de comer.
Or maybe it's hungry. The caravanners...
All right, it's moving again.
Era darle comida, ¿no? Vale. Ok. ¿Eh? Ahí está.
Did you hear something?
¡Ojo! Es una especie de las arañas, ¿no? Guardianes, pero... O tuneado, ¿no? ¡Wow! ¡Qué guapo!
It looks strong. Be careful.
¡Ojo! Pues lo que digo, jefazo. Cangrejo mecánico, vamos a por él. Vamos aquí a aprovechamos que está Tignari en el equipo.
Enshroud.
Fire hazard.
Curamos. Esquivamos. Y ahí Xiao se va a hacer el carry. No hace falta ni que ya le tiremos mucho más, o sea, poca broma. Está aplacado, ¿no?
Just try to escape this time, you naughty caravan robbing crab. Hey, playing dumb won't save you. Spill it. Why are you stealing so many mechanical parts?
No parece entendernos.
It doesn't seem capable of comprehending complex questions. Keep an eye on it. I'll search around the area for the caravan's goods.
Después de buscar un rato, Tignari encuentra la mercancía que
I
robó el
don't know
cangrejo.
why you're stealing
Vale.
mechanical parts, but they don't belong to you. Stolen items must be returned to their rightful owners. Any objections?
Se ve tan triste.
You came from the depths of the contaminated region, right? How about you help us with something? If you take us there, I'll give you some mechanical parts as a reward.
Vale, se ha emocionado, así que vamos allá. ¿Nos habrá entendido?
We can't be certain yet. Its excitement may be a simple programmed response upon seeing mechanical components.
Vaya.
Okay, so you want the crab to lead us into the contaminated region?
That's right. The contaminated region has a large and currently expanding perimeter, so it would be difficult to conduct a thorough search. If we charge straight in, we'll get lost like headless pigeons. Also, our new friend here seems to be full of secrets. I've been studying this contaminated region recently, and I have a hypothesis of my own. So to be absolutely safe, it would be best to have a guide lead the way.
Paimon gets it now. Does the scuttler understand what you're saying?
It doesn't have to, as long as it isn't hostile towards us. I gave it some components that it will definitely take back to the contaminated region. So long as it doesn't attack us, we can simply follow along.
It seems to be really happy.
Listen to me. Wait for us here. No running off. We'll be back soon. If you're still here when we return, I'll give you another mechanical part as a reward. Understood?
Supongo que
I'm
un
not
sí.
sure,
¿No?
but our priorities are to retrieve the mechanical components and to purchase Vasanti grass to make medicine with. We should
Vale.
return. But before we do, we need to set up a few traps. Can't have that crab escaping.
Pues vale, vamos aquí a meter las buenas trampas. Me mola mucho lo que es la misioncita esta de Tignari, así que lo que digo. Tignari ha puesto aquí sus propias trampas, por lo que veo, y ahora nosotros tenemos que coger y volver a los comerciantes para darles los buenos materiales. Para ello, yo creo que lo mejor es venir aquí a Garganta Chimbat, venimos de chill, entramos en el poblado y ahí lo tenemos fácil para devolver los materiales. Qué rabia da el mensajito este cuando van a chapar servidores, ¿eh? No dejan de meterlo en pantalla, bros, cada 10 minutitos. ¡Ah, qué rabia!
Oh! Oh! These are the mechanical parts that were stolen! You really got them back for
¡Claro que sí!
Thank you all so very much. I don't know how I can repay you. Wait, didn't you want to purchase Vasanti grass? Don't
Sí.
worry about the price. They're on the house. How many do you need?
2 is
Perfecto.
enough.
No, that won't do. Here, I'll throw in some more.
No need. I've already received a reward from you.
Reward? You mean that bag of mechanical parts? They aren't worth much compared to this merchandise.
Para nosotros valen.
But those parts are very useful to me. Just like the Vasanti grass. I retrieved the things you needed, and you gave me what I needed in return. We're even. Oh,
Vale,
and
pues
before
nada,
we go,
Tignari como
just
siempre
a
es un crack.
reminder, the forest has an intricate and biodiverse ecosystem. Even if there were no mechanical crabs,
Noted. Thank you all ever.
let's return to the village. The earlier we can give the child medicine, the sooner he'll start feeling better.
Pues sí, vamos primero que todo a que se cure el niño. Lo que digo, está bastante divertido todo esto de la misioncilla, lo que llevamos hechos, pero el tema del cangrejo es lo que me intriga realmente. Y ojo, ¿qué os pensáis que puede ser el tema de lo del cangrejo? Yo pienso que ese bicho nos va a poder llevar a algún sitio interesante y que seguro que nos lo pasamos aquí en grande, así que de momento vamos a pegarnos el TP y vamos a avanzar rapidito aquí a la zona donde estaba el chaval y a ver si le podemos curar y por lo menos lo que digo. Vamos haciendo el bien en la aldea también de Galva, así que vamos para allá y al lío. ¡Hey!
Oh.
¡Eh,
Hi
Coley!
there, Traveler and Paimon.
¡Hola!
Master, I prepared the pharmaceutical equipment. Do you need me to help grind the medicine?
No need. A precise dosage is required this time, so I'll do it myself.
Oh, okay.
But once I'm done, you can deliver the medication to the child. He gets a little nervous when I'm around for too long. I don't think he finds me very approachable. I'll go prepare the medication. Traveler, give me a hand.
Vale, pues vamos con Tignari a preparar la medicina. ¡Aleo! No está mal, hemos descubierto un cangrejo mecánico, hemos avanzado.
Feeling any better? feel like he's doing a lot better, and his temperature is returning to normal.
Vale.
Wonderful! Oh yeah, he asked me to tell you that Suna came by earlier, and he told her everything about the toy. Suna didn't get mad, so he wanted to thank you. Can I ask what happened?
It's nothing. Did you prepare the traveling gear I asked you to?
Of course I did. Are you going somewhere far away?
Yes, we're going to the contaminated region. Judging by its size, we will likely have to stay overnight. I'm leaving everything to you while I'm gone.
Huh? But I can't even begin to compare to you.
Many things are learned by doing. And once they've been done, you'll realize they weren't as difficult as you once thought they were. Deal with problems as you yourself see fit.
That's right. You'll do great, Kale. All right. Then I'll do my best. Master, Traveler, Paimon, take care of yourselves.
No te
We'll
preocupes.
be all right. You'll understand the reason for this excursion once we arrive at the contaminated region. You put too much confidence in me. Anyway, like you said, things will likely be uneventful. Let's return and find that crab.
Vale, pues vamos a buscar al cangrejito y a ver qué pasa por aquí. La misión parece que en este caso es bastante cercana, así que podemos venir por aquí tranquilamente y a ver un poquito cómo continúa esta misteriosa misión. Es lo que digo, el tema de Tignari pega bastante, es algo que nos va a parecer siempre obviamente divertido, ya que es un personaje que me parece muy carismático, pero aquí lo del cangrejo y todo lo demás creo que es lo que más realmente me está haciendo indagar y pensar en qué puede estar pasando. Así que vamos a venir al cangrejo y a ver qué pasa ahora.
We're here. It should be... Huh? Where's the crab? Did it secretly scuttle away?
The traps weren't triggered, so it should still be here.
Aquí está. Gru. Hola. Aquí está.
You honored our agreement and waited here until we returned. As such, I'll hold up my end and give you another mechanical part. Keep it safe. I'm not giving you another one if you lose it. Glad you're satisfied. If you want more mechanical parts, take us deeper into the contaminated region. I want to see what happened there. What caused the Avidia forest to become like this?
Vamos a ver. La verdad que creo que es algo que tenemos todos interés un poquito en ello, así que sin lugar a dudas vamos a pegarnos aquí los dash con Xiao y vamos a ver qué pasa.
So this is the contaminated region that everyone's been talking about. Oh, it definitely looks different from normal. It's like... really...
Espeluznante y
Do you
sofocante.
feel well
Vaya.
at all?
Por ahora sí.
Good. It's as I predicted. Elemental power confers a degree of resistance against the contaminated regions.
How do you know that?
I haven't entered the contaminated region for a proper investigation, but I've conducted quite a few controlled experiments. My observations during our time here have all but confirmed my hypothesis. Look at these flowers. How are they different from normal?
¿Son más brillantes?
This flower species is formally known as the Sumeru rose, but it is also known as the ley line lodestar.
Vale.
They're sensitive to ley lines and emit varying amounts of light in response. Excessive brightness indicates a dangerous level of ley line activity in the surrounding area. From the looks of things, the ley lines around here are already out of control.
You're saying the contamination here is coming from ley lines?
I can't confirm that right now, but I think that is the case. Let's take another look around and see if we can discover more clues.
Vale, pues vamos a explorar a ver qué encontramos con Tignari. De momento aquí tenemos una rosa y parece que obviamente hay que venir por aquí, así que vamos allá.
You know, we haven't seen any animals this entire time. The birds used to chirp really loudly, and there were a lot of foxes.
This contaminated region currently appears to have a
Claramente las
critical
líneas ley la
efflux of
están
ley
liando
line
bastante
energy.
aquí por lo que podemos ver gracias a
Which is
Tignari,
some
así
animals
que ha llegado el
have
momento de
keen
convertirnos
awareness.
en los
They
salvadores de esta
sensed
zona.
something abnormal in this area and fled.
Leaky ley lines sure can cause a lot of damage, huh?
Like how plants have preferred growth conditions, we also gradually habituate to our surrounding environment. Climate, temperature, humidity, intensity of ley line energies. When people live under fixed conditions, they reach a sort of homeostasis with their environment. This equilibrium is broken when the surrounding environment abruptly changes, causing people's bodies to react in abnormal ways. If normal fluctuations in temperature occur, then our bodies automatically adjust. However, the average person cannot adapt to changes in ley line energy, and so they fall ill.
Ya veo.
Then why are we okay?
I'm not sure why you are, but he and I are fine because our elemental capabilities allow us to adapt to this kind of change. Of course, it's not a good idea to spend too much time in areas with concentrated ley line energy. The only one who can freely traverse this place is probably the mechanical crab. That's about it for the investigation. Help me find an open space. I want to test something.
Vale, vamos a ver qué quiere probar Tignari. Ojo, cuidadito que puede liarla mucho, ¿eh? A ver qué hace ahora. Pero bueno, por aquí vamos pillando mats. Me comentaron que esta legendaria no era de las más largas, ¿eh? Así que espero que sea, pues eso, 45 minutitos o algo así.
Target parameters. Setup complete. Excellent.
¿Esto qué es? ¿Un artefacto?
What's this?
A purification device that I made.
Dispositivo
It can
purificador,
absorb
vale.
excess ley line energy and temporarily stabilize an area.
What a neat thing!
Ojo, ¿y por qué no nos lo ha dado a nosotros para purificar?
I wouldn't mind if that would actually work. Unfortunately, once this contamination is present, it isn't something that a few purification devices can fix. The purification devices have their limits. At best, they can only prevent the contaminated region from expanding temporarily. If we want to permanently eradicate the contamination from the ley line effluents,
El
we'll need
centro
to
de la
tackle
zona
the source.
contaminada, ¿no?
That's right.
¡Qué gru se va!
Huh? The mechanical crab is acting a little strange.
Something's approaching.
¿Cómo? ¡Oh, lagartos!
So that's it. Now that the ley line energy has stabilized, the monsters that had left are starting to return. Get rid of them quickly. Don't let them get close to the purification.
Vale, pues vamos a defender el desafío, el artefacto purificador. Estos son fáciles, vamos a ir reventando rapidito. Ahí estamos. ¡Xiao Power! Vale. Ya está. Defendidísimo.
That's all of them.
¿Eh?
Hey, where are you? Let's hurry and keep up.
¡Tras él! Vamos a correr ya.
The mechanical crab went that way. Let's keep.
Ojo, ahí está Yasar. Me estoy intentando poner aquí detrás, pero no me dejan, ¿eh? Ojo, poca broma. Ahí va Xiao Fire, like a boss. Like a boss. Adiós, amigo. Adiós.
I swear by my sword.
¿Qué tal estás? ¿Estás bien? ¡Madre mía!
Spare me. Please spare me.
Hey, are you okay?
These injuries are superficial. Don't move, I'll patch you up.
Vale, vamos a vendarle y por lo menos parece que está bien.
Who are you all? What happened to those mechanical monsters?
Don't worry, we took care of them.
Oh, good.
Este es amigo.
It's a monster! Hurry, attack it!
Un gru.
Let me explain this. Krabby here isn't a bad guy. It heard you shouting for help and brought us here to rescue you.
It's faking it. It has to be. Maybe it's gonna partner up with the other mechanical monsters and kill me. Do you know what's inside the forest? It's all crawling with mechanical freaks. I just came here to pick herbs, but I accidentally went into the contaminated region and almost died. I gotta get out of here. Ah, yes.
Bueno, pues bueno, parece que se va a ir y que dice que nos alejemos, pero no lo vamos a hacer, yo lo siento, pero aquí tenemos que llegar hasta el final del asunto y esto es el mejor momento de hacerlo.
Are you okay?
His inarticulate speech and bodily tremors indicate psyche disruption. He's been inside the contaminated region for too long.
Ah,
We've purified the ley line energy over there. Follow this path out and you'll soon see the village.
Vale. Pues la verdad que ir aquí con un guardabosques es algo que se nota, pero bueno.
Someone will bring him to Kale for help. I already prepared medication that will return him to normal.
¿Qué pasa, Gru? Parece que espera algo.
So you think you did a good job and want a part as your reward?
It's so hard to understand.
Alright, regardless of what you're thinking, you did some real good this time. That's why I'll give you another mechanical part. Need any help with it? Guess not. Well, make sure to hang on to it. What was going through your owner's mind when he made you, I wonder? And also, how do you feel about that person saying that you're as evil as the other mechanical life forms?
Okay, it definitely doesn't understand you.
It seems like it possesses limited understanding only towards matters related to mechanical components. Help others to get parts. That's probably its thought process. As for why it, or rather its owner, is collecting so many components, I'm not sure. It's getting late, so let's set up camp for the night. We'll explore further tomorrow.
Vale, pues vamos a sobar la cabos. Y lo que digo, a ver un poquito cómo continúa nuestra pequeña aventura con Tignari, ¿no? Aquí está el típico claro para dormir. ¿Aquí quieres que descansemos, Tignari? Vamos allá. Vale, pues tenemos aquí zona de acampada.
Oh, any particular reason?
This place is perfect to put up a big tent. We can also set up a cooking pot and cook tons of delicious food.
Una razón digna de ti, Paimon.
You're not wrong, but the primary reason for choosing this place is because its higher elevation keeps us away from the water.
Aquí lo único que piensa en todo es nuestro amiguito Tignari, ¿eh? Nosotros el contagiarnos con la corrupción como que da igual.
For the next tasks at hand, let's divide and conquer. I'll set up the tent, you'll be in charge of making the fire, and Paimon will forage for edibles nearby.
Leave it to Paimon. Paimon's a pro.
I'm not expecting that much. Just do what you can.
Pues nada, siguiendo las instrucciones, encendemos una fogata sin problemas y ahora pues parece que tenemos nuestro medio campamento hecho.
Their piths are relatively dry and can be readily set aflame. The downside is that they produce a lot of smoke.
Traveler.
Vale, Paimon no ha encontrado nada de comida.
Paimon didn't know that rainforest had so many interesting plants until we came here. They were all sort of weird-looking mushrooms, but Paimon didn't know which ones were edible. Paimon also saw wild berries on the ground, and Paimon was gonna fly over and pick them up, but the dead leaves on top suddenly started moving.
Those were probably dead leaf butterflies.
Mariposas
they
están muertas.
camouflage as dead leaves to evade predators. My guess is that they mistook you for a bird when you flew over, so they fled. Little did they know that you were more scared than they were. Never mind. The tent's up, so you two go rest. I'll forage for food. Oh, you found some already.
Vaya, nos ha traído comida. Muchas gracias.
Paimon understands it this time. It wants mechanical parts again.
Sorry, no part this time. That task wasn't important enough. If every little thing resulted in a reward, then it might start to take advantage of the system. I'll note little things like this and give a cumulative reward at a later time.
Te estás quedando sin componentes, ¿verdad?
That is one reason.
It looks really sad.
After some further thought, it might come up with some weird misunderstanding if I don't give it something. All right, here's another for you. I'm off to prepare dinner. We'll take shifts on lookout duty tonight. You two can sleep first. I'll wake you up later.
We need lookouts?
Yes. Even though most animals fled because of the ley lines, we can't completely let down our guard. It's settled then. I'll set up some pest-repelling devices so poisonous insects don't come crawling into the tent.
Pues ahí tira hasta de repelente,
Have a good
chaval.
night. Not too good, though.
Vale, pues vamos a sobar, vamos a descansar, vamos a ver un poquito qué pasa ahora. Y hay que entrar en la tienda a descansar, así que vamos a ello.
Getting sleepy. It's been a while since we camped outside like this. This is like when we just started adventuring together.
Se está sobando Paimon que flipas. Vale. Paimon se queda dormida mientras murmura en voz baja. Vamos a ver qué pasa ahora, porque esto tiene pinta de que nos despertamos, ¿no? La buena siesta y... ¿Qué está pasando? Ahí está Tignari descansando. Nos pregunta si hemos dormido bien. Como un lirón.
That's good. I was worried that you two wouldn't be able to sleep, so I specially used 2 of my homemade incenses. Don't worry. They're made from all natural ingredients. They have a light fragrance and aren't harmful to the body. Speaking of which, have you seen the crab?
Pues no, estaba durmiendo, obviamente.
Over there just now, but I don't know where it
¿Está siendo precavido con él?
So you can tell. My suspicion is less towards the crab and more directed to
Vale, él se preocupa por su amo desconocido.
A ley line effluence of this magnitude occurred without any warning. Someone probably disrupted the natural flow of the ley lines. Until we fully understand the situation, take extra caution. The academia has banned mechanical lifeform research for years.
¿Prohibieron su investigación?
Topics related to mechanical lifeforms were popular in the Spontama for a time. Some of my juniors had also thrown themselves into such research. They proposed an intriguing idea. Use our knowledge to create a new and practical lifeform that could help humanity. However, no matter which modules or parts are installed, a machine is innately a construct that receives and executes commands. They can never possess self-awareness like us or other living organisms. In their pursuit to discover the differences between mechanical and biological life forms, zealous researchers performed unregulated vivisections and other absurdly cruel experiments on animals.
Vale.
The irony is that the researchers became even more impetuous afterward. Who knows? Maybe this subject will be unbanned in a few years.
¿No te interesa esa área de investigación?
That's a difficult question to answer. I'm interested in the topic of mechanical life, but I don't like the researchers' attitudes.
¿Por qué no?
It's just my personal opinion. My ancestors and the Valuka Shuna of the desert coexisted together and supported one another. The bloodline of my people was born from this symbiotic relationship. So to me, all life is important. To understand life, you must first respect it. Life is not an expendable commodity, and knowledge should not be wielded like a scepter. These are the points of contention I have with some researchers, and why I left the academia. By placing yourself above other life forms, what kind of results do you expect to get from researching pure life with impure intentions?
Suena razonable, la verdad.
Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it. Coffee? Did you prepare this for us?
What? Parece que otra vez quiere una recompensa.
All right. Seeing that you're working so hard to help out, I'll give you another part. You're not planning on using it. Many of your own parts are critically degraded, and you're running low on power. All right, suit yourself. Oh, and thanks for the coffee, but I'm about to go to sleep. Leave it with him. The night watch is yours. Stay safe.
Vale, pues parece que nos toca a nosotros hacer el segundo turno nocturno. Así que nada, vamos a ver qué pasa ahora con este robotito mecánico. Y con una misión que, lo que digo, está siendo divertida hasta decir basta. Y la verdad que me parece interesante. Es lo que digo, la única misión que digo, wow, ¿qué ha pasado? Ha sido un poco la Nilo, que me pareció que hubo demasiado texto. No te preocupes. Claro.
Good morning, traveler in Paimon. Quick question. Do you feel off at all?
Siento un ligero mareo.
Me too. The farther in we go, the closer we get to the source of the ley line effluence. We'll be heading out earlier today.
Is there something we can do?
Extinguish our fire so we don't set the entire forest aflame. Also, retrieve the pest-repelling devices from last night. We don't want to affect the ecosystem here.
Vale.
Paimon will take care of the fire.
Yo iré a recoger los repelentes.
Let's meet back here later.
Vale, pues parece que ahora tenemos que hacer una pequeña recolección, así que entiendo que hay que recoger estos dos dispositivos. Ya los tenemos. Y ahora pues preparémonos para partir hacia la siguiente ubicación.
All right. It's about time to head out. As we go further in, we may encounter more berserk machines. The effects of the ley lines will also increase. If you're struggling, it would be wise to avoid conflict. Try to conserve as much energy as possible until we reach the source of the contamination.
Vale.
As I thought, the closer we get to the contamination source, the more mechanical monsters that appear.
Vamos a acabar rápido con ellos, con Yoimiya y su precioso arco con flechas. Ojo. Cortado el ataque 2 veces, poca broma. Fire-handed. Y fuera enemigos. Ahí están. Ojo que viene otro más.
Let's nip that in the butt. Can't disappear. Worthless. Worthless. Here. Worthless.
¡A por ellos!
Useless.
¡Oh! Ojo, aquí hay una cueva.
It stopped here.
Vale, aquí esto está on
Upon
fire,
closer
ojo.
inspection, the plants here are really different. Ley line energies are also stronger here. This may be the place we've been looking for. Ready yourselves. We're going.
Vale. Estamos, no sé lo que hay dentro, pero estamos preparadísimos, gente. Origen del área. Oh, vale, es una especie de mazmorra, así que vamos adentro. Vamos para adentro, lo que digo, vamos a quitarnos a Tignari, vamos a ponernos aquí al Tito Luke y ahora sí que sí, empezamos y vamos a por todas, gente. Wow, esto va a ser épico seguro. Tenemos aquí para probar a nuestro amiguito, pero entiendo que vamos a ver muchos robots, así que nosotros vamos a intentar soltar rápido los ataques, evitar las zonas peligrosas de estos amiguitos, porque si no ya sabéis que aquí nos la pueden liar muchísimo. Vamos a ir con Diluc, que puede solo, obviamente, porque es el DPS number 1. Y lo que digo, Diluc, on fire. Vamos allá, un poquito más de caos. Luego, ahora nos podemos curar con Jin y esto está fácil, Ahí está, primera zona vencida. Vamos a avanzar y a ver hacia dónde nos lleva todo esto. Poca broma, pero está bastante guay la mazmorra, lo que veo. Ojo, ¿y esto? ¿Qué es esto?
What is this?
No me siento bien.
Ley line energy is spilling out from here. This device, it's extracting energy from the ley lines without end. Who in the world would do this without considering the consequences? The ley lines won't be able to repair themselves if their flow is perpetually disrupted.
It's terrible. We have to stop it.
Pues vamos a reventarlo, ¿no?
Let Paimon see. Paimon doesn't see controls anywhere.
Estoy comenzando a marearme.
Standing here is equivalent to being directly showered in ley line energy, which may cause irreversible damage to your body. Take Paimon and get out of here. I'll see if I can find a way to turn this thing off.
Wait, you're also vulnerable to the ley lines. We're staying. We can't leave.
No le vamos a dejar solo, desde luego.
Then let's look for it together. If there is no control unit here, then there must be a trapdoor somewhere.
You know where it is? Hey, wait for us.
Pues vamos a seguir a nuestro amiguito y a ver qué pasa. Vale, el cangrejo nos está llevando, me parece, hacia el lugar. Ojo, aquí tenemos un bonito cofre, así que lo cogemos. Cofrecito común. Esto está chapado de momento, pero vamos a ver qué pasa. Vale, aquí hay una especie de laboratorio.
Be careful and watch your.
¿Eh?
Someone's here. Are you the one that's taking the ley line's energy? Turn off that machine now. Why aren't you saying anything? Too ashamed?
His body is cold. It's emaciated, and his eyes are sunken, likely from chronic malnourishment and stress. He collapsed and never got back up. Almost forgot about you. Here.
What is it doing?
I'm not sure. Judging by this room's layout, this place was a laboratory.
Vale, vamos a buscar los documentos y a ver si averiguamos algo.
Definitely give us some clues. So let's go take a look.
Vamos a ver qué está pasando. Lo que digo, es bastante misterioso todo esto. Hay que buscar los materiales alrededor de todo el lugar. Así que vamos allá.
This place is a natural hiding spot with how hidden it is.
Did you two find anything?
There are a lot of lab notes, but it would
Apuntes
take
de
way too
laboratorio,
long to read through
pero
them
no
all.
nos va a valer.
I found a tape recording used for an experiment, and based on its serial number, it's from 2 years ago.
Tape recording?
Yes, the Spontama created a device that visually records experiments and consolidates the final production into a tape.
Vaya.
However, these devices are expensive to make and aren't entirely stable. That's why they are only used in some laboratories and do not see wider usage.
Come on, let's watch it.
Hold on, let me figure out how to play the tape. Goes there. Ah!
Vale. Parece que tenemos aquí la grabación del pasado, ¿no? Carcata, en serio, dejas de prestar atención por un instante y desaparece. Aquí está Carcata, que es Gru, ¿no? Vale, este es un nuevo hogar. Abatoui, despertaré todo el talento de este lugar y sorprenderé a esos fósiles de la Academia de Sumeru.
Oh, you're also quite happy. Carcata, do you know what we're about to do? Yes, I thought not. Listen up, Carcata. I'm going to make a mechanical life form that can be mass-produced. The technology will be unlike anything else that exists. I'll use mechanical organs, and electric currents will course through them like blood. A steel-cast heart that will beat forever, and a brain of myriad components that can think like mine. Inspiration from the ruins and the research.
Madre mía, otro científico que se va a la olla.
When you can understand our language and live among us, you will no longer be a boring machine, but a truly living being. It's fine. You will understand. One day, you will understand me.
Carcata is the mechanical crab, right? And that researcher named Abatui said he wanted to prove something to the academia?
Una investigación
I
prohibida.
remember now. I had a junior researcher named Abatui. He was expelled from the academia for research in
Vaya,
mechanical life
expulsado de la
forms.
academia.
Junior researcher?
Un joven investigador.
Yeah? What's wrong?
Nothing. Paimon was just wondering, doesn't Abatui look older than you?
He is, but academic progression isn't tied to age. I finished my studies a while ago, so subsequent students generally considered me as their senior.
Oh.
Of course, age can be an issue. For a while, people always dragged me into pictures. I felt like some kind of animal on display. That isn't important. Let's go and see if we can find other tape recorders.
Vale, vamos a buscar más tintas, va. Por aquí parece que está la siguiente, así que nosotros vamos de chill.
Let's head in.
Aquí.
Look!
Otra cinta.
Data's written on it.
De hace medio
That's
año.
quite the time gap. I wonder what happened in between.
Pues vamos a verlo. Después de introducir la cinta, el proyector reproduce
It's
una
rare that you
grabación.
malfunction because of an operational error.
Vale, o sea, tiene un
Seems
error
that
de
making coffee
programación,
is
¿no?
still somewhat difficult for you.
No puede preparar
Or
café.
is there an issue with my set
¿Cómo?
parameters?
¿Lo usa para preparar café?
All right, there you go. Water entered the Keela and caused it to short circuit, so it couldn't receive signals from the ganglion. Look at me, talking to you like this. You can't understand me anyway, can you? It's fine. I swapped in some new parts, so you should be all right now. Try moving around. Everything in working order? Be more careful next time. We're tight on money right now, so we don't have a lot of parts or power to spare. I'm glad. Carcata, did you know? Yesterday,
Ayer soñé que me
I
hablabas.
dreamed that you could talk. Aren't the bunch at the academia always saying things like, mechanical
Este tío está
intelligence is just
obsesionado
an
con su
extension of
investigación, ¿eh?
statistics? Too bad it was just a dream. Forget holding a conversation with me. You're so simple that you probably wouldn't even notice if I died. Never mind. I should probably be worrying about next month's power.
Vale. La grabación termina aquí, pero creo que ha aportado
After
gran
Abatui
luz sobre
left the
todo esto.
academia,
Y
everyone
bueno,
lost
nadie
con-
supo
I
nada
thought
de
he
él,
was
así
so
que
despondent that he gave up on researching
aquí vino a
mechanical
investigar
life
como un
forms.
loco.
Instead, he had holed up here and continued his experiments.
Paimon doesn't feel like he's a bad person. He even changed out Karkata's broken parts.
Menciona algo sobre la energía.
Let's keep looking.
Vale, vamos a seguir buscando y a ver qué pasa, gente, porque esto está súper interesante. De verdad, este tipo de misiones son las que al final me molan muchísimo, por lo que digo, nos van aportando una historia y eso está bastante guay.
Following the serial numbers, the next recording should be here. The writing is sloppy. Perhaps his state of mind had changed. There's also an undated tape in the wrong spot. Doesn't seem like Abatui put it there.
Vaya.
Maybe Karkata helped him with sorting.
It's hard to say. These are the last 2 tape recordings.
Vamos a verlas.
Let's watch them.
Vale, aquí están las 2 últimas cintas, así que a ver qué pasa. Guru se acerca, o sea, Karkata se acerca a Batou.
I was just thinking about something. Today might become a special day. In my recent experiments, I successfully gave you a living being's instincts. When you're low on power, or if one of your parts is damaged, you will prioritize your survival command and proactively recharge or replace your parts. That is a very dangerous thing. And today, I did something even more dangerous. I've officially activated the 3rd generation ley line extractor. The ley lines will serve as our power source from now on. Conducting research on mechanical life forms requires a large amount of power. Even if I scrimped and saved, the more I have wouldn't last for long. I'm also getting tired, Karkata. I don't know what's driving me to continue with this research anymore. They say that even if it simulates the operation of a living creature's organs, a machine is still an ice-cold tool. I want to prove them wrong. I want to turn you into a living, breathing, and talking being. I'm not talking about anything cheerful, Karkata. Modules for language, emotion, and movement. I've been working my absolute hardest to augment and refine your functionalities, but I've never seen an effective response. You are my finest success, but even you can't understand me. All you can do is execute limited responses based on preset commands or keywords. Karkata, I wish you could speak to me, even just once. Yes, you cannot understand me. It is what it is. In a few days, I'll sell the failed ley line extractor for some more and continue my experiments.
Vale, ahí está la grabación y bueno.
This is new. If I place another 2 control modules here... of course my heart decides to act up now. Why did I cut medication from our expenses? Strange. I feel weak. Oh no, I have to shut down the extractor. Shut it off. If we let them recharge indefinitely, they'll... Right.
Vale, ya sabemos lo que
I
pasó.
put a command to shut down the extractor, so you don't understand what I'm saying. In the end, it's just like the academia said.
Gru.
I'm sorry, Karkata. In the end, I still wasn't able to turn you into...
Pues aquí termina la última grabación, gente. Me ha dejado loquísimo.
So the ley line effluence was an accident. After Abatui's unexpected death, the mechanical monsters were driven by their instincts and continuously drew out power from the
Entonces,
ley line
Karkata?
Paimon understands. Then why didn't Karkata go haywire?
Por los cambios que hizo,
Because
¿no?
Karkata is different from the other machines. Structures similar to living organisms, the ability to cry and laugh, and capacity for independent thought. To Abatui, only a machine with these features could be considered a mechanical life form. Perhaps only by building such a machine could he have the academia ignite. But if he had slowed down and saw Karkata as a friend instead of an experimental product, Karkata can't speak. And yet it cares about Abatui far more than it does about itself.
What does that mean?
You'll see in a bit. But before that, we have a more urgent task at hand. First, let's find the control unit for the ley line extractor and shut it down.
Vale, tenemos que apagar el extractor, pero creo que me he quedado sin tiempo, gente. Así que poco voy a poder hacer. Activo esto con la prueba si queréis, pero es lo que os digo. Por más que nosotros lleguemos al extractor, me he quedado sin tiempo. Se viene ya en 0, todo el tema de... Todo el tema de... ¿Cómo se dice? Del el cierre de servidores, de momento, para la actu. Así que... me voy a quedar un poquito con las ganas de terminar esta misión y de traerosla. Lo siento. Aquí estamos cayendo, muy bien. Pero lo que os digo, no llego, o sea, quedan 2 minutitos. Vale. Vamos hacia allá arriba.
Below us is the final room. The control unit is likely in there.
The way ends here. Wanna try jumping down?
Vamos a aprovechar que tenemos aquí a Tignari. Y entre él y Lilu vamos a intentar reventarnos un poquito a los enemigos rapidito. Lo que digo, aquí la clave va a ser también un poco tirar de Xiao. Cambiamos de team. Hay que intentar conseguir recuperar un poquito el tema de energía para echarnos una pequeña cura. Pero bueno, yo creo que con Tignari lo tenemos súper fácil, ¿no? Vamos allá. Cambiamos de nuevo a Jin, volvemos aquí a golpear y ojo, ya tenemos aquí la cura, así que nos ponemos a full y acabamos con estos pobres enemigos que, madre mía, la verdad, pobrecillos de haberse cruzado hoy en nuestro camino, gente. Ahí estamos. Vienen más enemigos, no pasa nada, esto es diversión pura y dura. Este vídeo, lo que digo, al final lo estoy subiendo después del vídeo de las tiradas, que ojo, aquí cuando estoy grabando esto aún no he hecho las tiradas de Trotamundos, de Wanderer. Pero lo que digo, quería grabarlo como un vídeo para la primera hora del día y al final no me dio tiempo a acabarlo. La legendaria de Tignari era un poquito más larga de lo que yo había previsto y aquí estoy terminándomela para todos vosotros y vosotras como primer vídeo, ¿no?, de esta actu, además de lo que digo, de ponernos ya con la historia principal que estaría un fallo de estos días. Pero bueno, vamos a ver porque aquí hay mucho que hacer. Vale, vamos a apagarlo. A ver qué pasa. Uy.
Without an external force damaging the ley lines, they should start to slowly
vale, o sea, las líneas ley se recuperan solas.
Oh, but I bet you two are more worried about Karkata. Let's head back.
Vale, pues vamos con Karkata. A ver, por aquí no veo mucha cosa yo, pero ojo, que aquí deberíamos de encontrar algún cofretillo o algo, ¿no? ¡Ah, amigo! Estaba claro que nos iban a dejar algún cofre. Y esto es al lado de donde estábamos antes, la puerta está cerrada, ¿vale? ¡Oh! ¡Karkata! Aquí está nuestro amiguito. Pobrecillo. Quiere revivirlo. Lloro.
Karkata has been collecting parts because it thinks doing so will fix its owner?
Karkata is unable to understand the concept of death. However, it probably remembers when Abatui replaced its parts when it malfunctioned, and how that restored it to an operational state. It's true that Karkata isn't able to think or understand many topics, but it is like a small child that imitates what adults do.
So that's why it kept stealing mechanical parts. But it can't repair its owner, no matter how hard it tries.
Yes, but the important thing is that it formed the thought of wanting to repair Abatui. No one knows how this thought came to be, but it has even suppressed the instincts that Abatui had installed. If it really is as we've predicted, this research truly will make waves in the academia. It might have been possible to achieve this with ancient technology, but no one has been able to do the same with modern tools.
Karkata?
Karkata.
Can you hear Paimon? Tignari says you're awesome!
No responde.
It reached its limit. It hasn't recharged this entire time, nor has it replaced its severely damaged parts. It's a miracle that it managed to hang on for so long. I'm going to confirm that the ley line extractor has shut down. Come with me.
Pobrecillo.
Let them be alone for a while.
Vamos allá. Me ha salido mal,
The ley line extractor has ceased operations. Traces of ley line energy are still in the atmosphere, but the effluence's source has been stopped. The purification devices will handle the rest. Moving on, those affected by the ley lines need immediate care. We'll put up an announcement on the bulletin board about the dangers of entering the contaminated region, and for symptomatic individuals to find Kale.
Karkata.
According to the Academia's policies, we need to bring everything back. Research materials related to mechanical life forms will be destroyed, and Karkata will be disassembled and sealed away.
No, me lo llevo ya a la guarida, tío.
You two should return first. I'll take care of things here. Although we've stopped the source of the effluence, the ley line energy in the air exceeds normal values.
But...
Listen, the traveler hasn't rested very well, right? Also, it'll take some time to pack up all the research documents. You're not familiar with this research after all, so you won't be of much use here. Tell the Adventurers Guild that the incident has been resolved, and then get some sleep. We can discuss matters tomorrow.
Tignari.
And don't talk about Abatui. The fewer that know about mechanical life form research, the better.
Vale.
Alright. Then... let's go back to Katheryne.
Pues parece que con esto terminamos nuestro objetivo, así que vamos a pillar el cofrecito, vamos a recoger las recompensas y nos vamos fuera de esta aventurita. ¿Qué queréis que os diga? Me está molando mucho, todo lo que es la misión me ha parecido bonita, pero ojo, duele. O sea, esto duele, ¿qué queréis que os diga? Hay que entender que por un lado ha sido una misión muy guay, pero lo de Karkata ha sido golpe en el pecho, madre mía.
So the contaminated region turned out to be a ley line effluence deep in the forest.
Las cosas han comenzado a regresar a la normalidad.
I see. Thank you for your hard work. Once the excess ley line energy dissipates from the air, we should be able to make an announcement for residents to resume their normal activities. This is the stipulated reward. Please accept it.
Pues nada, parece que ya está y ahora Paimon quiere que vayamos a un lugar tranquilo.
Karkata going to be sent back to the academia? It's already damaged, but Paimon feels sad thinking about it getting disassembled.
Yo también.
Oh, then how about we find Tignari tomorrow and ask him not to do that? Paimon really wants to go right now, but Tignari said that we would discuss matters tomorrow.
Eso creo. Vamos a hablar mañana con él, a ver si hay suerte, porque lo que digo, me molaría poder hacer algo por este pequeño robot. Le he pillado mucho cariño a la arañita, me ha molado mucho. Bueno, pues nada, hay que esperar hasta las 8 o 10 del día siguiente, así que nosotros vamos al lío. Bueno, 8 o 10 del día siguiente es poco, ¿no? Ahí está. Yo, por si acaso, lo que yo hago que sea mañana y al lío. ¡Wow! Vamos a ver qué pasa ahora, porque esto es una auténtica aventura. La verdad que la Legendaria Tignari me ha parecido interesante. Le ha dado ese toque místico, ¿no? Tan de Genshin, con todo el tema de lo del robot, los recuerdos. Y ahora, pues bueno, vamos a ver. Vamos a ver a Tignari, va. Jardín de Jai. Allá que vamos. Lo que os digo, estoy un poco como... Me he quedado como cabizbajo, gente, os lo digo en serio. Es que me ha afectado, o sea, el robotito le había pillado cariñito, Está muy guay y da rabia. Vamos a ver qué pasa por aquí. ¡Tignari!
Keep your voice down. The lilac daphne, a daphne of the genus Thameliaceae, has a strong anti-convulsant effect. Can be made into an anesthetic powder. Extrapolating from these two datasets, it would be particularly potent against Piscine species. Hey, make sure you're getting all this down.
¡Carcata!
I thought I told you all to keep your voices low. Plants aren't afraid of noise, but your shouting is making my ears ring.
You didn't disassemble Carcata?
Why would I do that?
But Paimon thought you said, according to the Academia's policies...
So that's why you two barged in like barbarians at this hour. Fine. I suppose I wasn't clear enough about this yesterday.
Pues no te
What I
expresaste muy
meant
bien.
was, according to the Academia's policies, all products of research must be destroyed. That's why we can't let the Academia discover that place.
Entonces en realidad te quedaste allí para lo que ya sabemos, ¿no?
Anyway, the first thing I did was repair Carcata. During my time at the Academia, I took an elective course at the Spontama. Who knew it would prove useful one day? We then buried Abatui together. After organizing the research materials, I kept some as a souvenir. Most of it was burned to hide the evidence. I'm not with the Academia, so what do their policies have to do with me? On the other hand, I am the forest watcher of the Avidya forest.
Vale.
I have a duty to protect all life in the forest.
Lo consideras una
All
forma de ir
life
al
brought
bosque, ¿no?
forth in this world has meaning. And Carcata is no exception. If it exists, then it shouldn't be carelessly abandoned or destroyed.
That's great! Wait, you just said life form. You recognize Carcata as a true living being now?
The possibility exists, is all. It's hard to explain Carcata's efforts to repair Abatui. Abatui only left behind a small portion of his research. Who knows how many commands he installed? Maybe a conflict between all those commands resulted in this sort of behavior. From a more rigorous perspective, it is impossible to conclude that Carcata is a real life form. But the possibility exists. I am willing to believe in that.
Toma ya.
By the way, I'm not interested in continuing research on this subject. I'm just letting it hang out here because this place is relatively secluded. But as things stand now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to make it my research assistant. At the very least, it can record my experiments. What do you think?
Pues nada, parece que por fin esto tiene su aventurita. Y ojo, en algún momento entiendo que veremos la continuación de esta legendaria y quizás sepamos más de Carcata y de nuestro amigo. Lo bueno es que aquí tenemos... Adiós, Carcata. Pues nada, la verdad que me lo he pasado en grande, me ha gustado mucho la legendaria, creo que es muy bonita y seguro que os ha sacado una sonrisa. Así que nada, espero que os haya gustado el vídeo y en próximos vídeos le daremos a full a toda la historia de aquí nueva de esta nueva versión de Escaramucha. Así que ya sabéis, si os ha molado el vídeo, por favor dejad el buen like, suscribiros. Soy Josh Herrero y esto es KTS y nos vemos en la próxima, viajeros. Adiós.